Black family. I'm back here. I'm all by myself today. Baby girl's getting watched by my mom. She came here and I was like, hey, like, can you watch her for a little bit while I record this video? She was like, yeah. This is at work, so I'm here all alone. So yeah, I wanted to sit down, do like a little sit down video with you guys, just to kind of touch bases on everything that's going on. I am on quarantine now, so I'm gonna get myself ready with you guys just to go sit back in my living room and watch Netflix all night. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I'm gonna do my primer first, and while I do this, I do wanna oh, I think I'm out of this. Yeah, definitely out of this. So I do want to touch bases on some things that's going on around here. So we're all in quarantine by now, I guess, which is kind of hard on some people. It was definitely really hard on me, just because as y'all know, I do work for a restaurant and we are essential, so we basically could still be open, but we chose to sit down. And we're like, you know, like, we need to shut down because like we're just putting ourselves at risk, and we are putting our families, putting our employees at risk, and you know, it's not fair for nobody to have to go through that if you have the option not to. So yeah, I know it. I was getting super depressed just being at work, because I'm a very caring person. Like, I care so much about people. I care, like, even if I don't know you and you told me something that you're going through, and it just breaks my heart, and it takes over my life. Like, I just get sad over it. So I had a lot of people coming in. They were like, you know, like, we lost our jobs, like, and I was like, you know, I can't, like, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, like, I don't think I can keep coming to work. Like, I'm just super depressed. Like, I was seriously like getting super sad. And she was like, you know, like, if you don't want to come anymore, like, don't come in anymore. And I was like, okay. So a little bit, like 2 days after that, they were like, you know, we're gonna shut down. We're like, okay. So anyways, shout out to everybody who is still working, my husband included. He it's been super hard on me, that too. Like, every day I'm like, you know, like, what if he does catch the virus? But it's something that I think about every day, not just right now. Like, he is exposed to a lot of things every day. Not like, I don't think we realize that, you know, every day. Like, now we're just like, okay, like, let's clean our hands, let's wash, let's do this. Like, no, like, you should have that mentality every day, even if we don't have like this virus going on. Like, we need to be super aware of like there's people out there that have like a lot of diseases, and it's like the flu and all that stuff, you know. So I hope we all learn from this, and we all live every day like there's a coronavirus going on, and keep being clean and safe, and just not like expose ourselves to a lot of things. But yeah, I just want to let that out. 'Cause I am kind of still heartbroken that I'm still not working because of this whole situation, but I know like better days are coming for everybody, and we just gotta trust in God for real. Like, we cannot lose our faith in Him, and try to keep our families safe, and just ourselves as well, you know. Like, if we are not saved, then our loved ones are not saved, and you know, it's like a big circle, and it's just a circle of life, and that's what it is, and we just gotta do better. But yeah, my words on that's it. Other than that, I kind of wanted to touch bases on like a lot of questions that I have gotten asked. But look, I still have the price tag on this. I did have a big mirror to like do my makeup out of the restroom where I usually do my makeup at, so I just went and grabbed this from Daniela's room. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, here I am with the I did get it at Target, and that little section for the $3. I love that section. They always have the cutest things ever. So that's where this is from. Other than that, what else? What do I want to talk about? Okay, yeah, so a lot of people asked me on like Facebook when we had put up the video on how I had lost most of my weight as like, I think it's like a month after postpartum, and I was getting like a lot of messages like, hey, how did you do it? Like, I'm gonna have a baby. And I think for the most part, I don't know, I didn't do like a whole, I don't know, if you're Hispanic then you probably know about this, the cuarentena thing. I didn't do that. I was very careless, and I was just, I cannot be at home, you guys. Like, this is really killing me. Like, I can't just sit at home. So yeah, so what I didn't do was the cuarentena, but I didn't even know about like fajarte or nothing like that. Well, I did know about that, and I bought like this workout faja, which it was horrible. It was so bad. It like broke me out. It broke my stomach out because of the sweat, I guess. It was bad. It was like a really bad experience. And one of my cousins, she bought me this faja from Mexico, and you guys, like, that did the magic. Like, seriously, when I saw it, I was like, what is this? Like, I'm never in my life gonna fit in this. She was like, no, she's like, trust it, like, you are gonna do this. And she had gotten me a medium. I think it's a medium or a small. I think it's a medium, but still it looks so tiny. I was like, I'm not gonna fit in this. And she was like, no, for real. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna give it a try. And I did give it a try, and it was awesome, you guys. Like, it works so good for me. I totally would recommend this to you guys if you are going to have a baby soon. Like, definitely use a faja. And if you don't know what a faja is, it's like a body shaper, I think it's called in English. I'm not quite sure. So definitely use a body shaper. Like, it does the magic, and make sure it's like the tightest one. Like, if you see and you're like, I'm not gonna fit in that after a baby, like, that's the one you need, girl. That is the one you need. So with that being said, the faja was probably the best thing I did after getting pregnant. Also, I'm not gonna be that person that's like, oh my god, like, I was drinking so much water and I was like watching what I was eating, because I was not. I was breastfeeding. So my grandma was like, you have to eat. Like, I don't care, you have to eat whatever. Like, you have to eat so you can have breast milk and blah blah blah. And like, I don't know if any one of you know, but I struggled so much to get that breast milk out of me. I know a lot of people probably take longer than 3 days, but I took 3 days. No, actually it took me about 5 days, because it was like 3 days while I was at the hospital, and then it was a little bit more after I was out the hospital. So yeah, I struggled a lot, and it was depressing me because I really wanted to breastfeed my baby. And not only did I want to breastfeed my baby, I didn't want to get an epidural. And I had to get an epidural because I was having difficulties. Like, I was stressing my baby out, I was stressing myself out, and it was just not a good thing for me to not have gotten an epidural. So I was really sad about that. I was like, I need to, like, at least breastfeed my baby, like, and go with one of the things that I wanted to go with. So yeah, that was really sad for me. It was a really sad situation I was going through, but the breast milk came, and it was wonderful. It was the best thing ever, and I'll tell you guys why. Not only was I nourishing my baby, but that sleeping through the night, it was great. Des never had to get up and make a bottle, neither did I. So our breastfeeding journey was great. If you are not breastfeeding, no shaming that girl. I stopped breastfeeding after she turned like I think I still breastfed like 2 weeks ago. Was probably no. Well, yeah, about 2 weeks ago my breast milk went like a lot more down, and now I just like breastfeed her like once a day if like I don't feel like making her a bottle, and I still have milk. But other than that, I don't care if you give a bottle. I'm not judgmental at all, you guys. Like, I know I've gotten mommy shamed for so many things, and I'm just like, you know, like, I don't care. Like, you can talk bad about me as much as you want, but at the end of the day, you know, it's our baby, and you do what is best for you to do with your baby. So back to what I was saying about the breastfeeding. Yeah, so I think she's crying. Hold on, let me go check what's wrong with her. Okay, I'm back and she's fine. Anyway, so oh yeah, so I think that kind of did take another like, what would you say, another factor, I guess. And it did take, like, it was like a big part of how I lost so much weight after the baby. Like, breastfeeding her, I know it burnt a lot of calories off of me, and I know that for a fact because I know, like, trust me, I was eating like crazy. Like, I would eat anything. I would eat burgers, I would eat wings, like anything that you put in my face, I would eat it. And Coke, I don't know, I think I've been trying to quit drinking Coke and soda in general for a really long time. I have been trying to quit soda. I have been trying to just lose that bad habit and kind of drink a little bit more water, but it's just horrible. I mean, I can drink water and everything. I probably drink like a big bottle, and then like throughout the days I'll just drink a little bit more. So I can drink water, but trust me, like, if you put the water in the Coke, I would take the Coke and I would be like, don't ever put water in front of me again, because I will go for Coke. And I can't lose that bad habit. It's just, I don't know, like, it's just in my head that I can't, and I probably can within the time, but yeah. So that took another big factor in that. What else did I do? I didn't work out. I did not work out, and it was another really, like, I was just drained. Like, I don't know, I mean, I've always been like a very tired person, but I think my mentality, I was just like, you know, like, I'm gonna go back to work and I'm not gonna be able to like just sit down and enjoy my baby anymore. And Des would be like, you know, like, I'll watch her and you can go work out and like do this. And then I was like, no, like, why would I do that? Like, to me I was like, no, like, I'm gonna be a horrible mom if I do that. But like, girl, no, like, if you want to work out, go work out, like, that, do your thing, girl. But to me, working out is not a thing, and that was just my excuse to not go work out. What else did I do? Oh yeah, like, I can't really give you advice on like how to lose weight, because I think the weight just naturally came off of me, and I think it was just because I was like breastfeeding. Like, other than that, I cannot think of anything else. But yeah, I'm done breastfeeding now, so maybe now I could go back to the gym, because I might be able to put some more weight in, which, thank God, when I chose to stop breastfeeding, now that the quarantine thing is going on, so now I don't get like time to like, well, I do get time, but it's just not in me to like be like, okay, you know what, like, let's go grab a burger. Okay, let's go grab some not Shell Shack. We don't like Shell Shack. What is that other place? Boiling crab. Let's go get some boiling crab. Okay, let's go add a shitload of freaking calories to our body. Now, no, that's not within me anymore. Now I'm like, hey mom, like, why did you cook? Why are we gonna come eat? You know, like, it's more of like, I'm actually eating it now than thinking about going to McDonald's, thinking about going to Whataburger. Like, I'm really scared of just going there nowadays, because I don't want to expose somebody else to that. And yeah, like, I think we already have enough exposure coming from the hospital to our house, then we don't have to like go and like look for it anymore. But other than that, that's that on how I lost weight. I can't tell you exactly how I lost the weight. I don't know. It just kind of went out the drain. But I do think it was the fuck out for sure. Like, I'm telling you guys, get that fuck out. Like, get that body trainer, get it, and just make it, because after that I think we pretty much just have air there, like, and that, because it's so weird to explain this, but like, I remember when after the baby, like, my sister-in-law would always be like, you just feel like you have an empty bag, an empty bag of air there. And when I gave birth, I totally could experience that. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I still look like I'm 8 months pregnant. Like, not even 9, like, they took 1 month away, but I still feel like I'm 8 months pregnant, and it was just horrible. Okay, that was my grandma telling me Daniela was hungry, but I went and gave her some food so they can feed her. So anyway, so I have been working since I was 16. I was working at this ice cream shop, but before that I have always worked with my dad. He has always cleaned restaurants after hours, and me, my brother, my family, like, we all have always worked together since I was 8. I can remember, like, just going to clean the restaurants with him. So okay, that's bad. So anyway, so we have been doing that. Then I started when I was 16. I was like, hey, like, you know, like, I know y'all pay me with electricity and water and food and clothes and whatever, like, y'all want to pay me with, but I think it's time for me to, like, actually get a job and, like, learn how to make my own money, you know. So they allowed me to get a job. They were kind of against it, but I was like, you know, like, 16, like, I think I need to get my own job now. So I got a job at this ice cream shop again, like I said. And then after that, I think I didn't last a long while. I lasted like a month or so, and my parents were like, you know, you're just wasting more gas money than you are getting paid. And I was like, I don't care, like, living my life, I just want to have a job. And they were like, no, like, you can't keep going to work there. And I was like, are you serious? Like, can you ever not for once, like, let me control my own little 16-year-old life? So they were like, no, we can't. So I was like, okay. So by this time we were already planning on opening my mom's restaurant. So my mom was like, just don't go to work, and, you know, you can come work for me. And I was like, okay. So a little bit fast forward, 17 years old, we opened a shop, and I've been working there ever since I was 17. And I would just work, well, I was still at school, so when I would get out of school, I would go to work, and I would work like 4 p.m. to like 12 midnight, and then we used to close at 2 a.m. so I would work like 4 p.m. to like 4 a.m. come home, go to school. Like, it was horrible, but I had learned something from that. I remember my older brother, he got his house when he was like 28, 27, and I was like, I want to get my house by the time I'm 25. Like, that's the investment what I want to do. I might not want to go to college, I might want to go to college, I don't know, but I know that I want my house by the time I'm 25. So my mom was like, you know, like, that's what you want, like, set your mind to it and do that, like, make that your life goal. And I was like, yeah, you know, you're right. So I my whole life I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna work for my house, and this is what I'm putting my money up. I'm gonna make sure that, like, I have money to invest in this and what I want. So every check I would get, I would be like, okay, like, I can spend so much of it, but, like, I have to put up money, because I'm not gonna be like I'm not gonna be living with my parents forever, and I'm not gonna be like taking this free rent situation for granted. And I think that's what a lot of people would take for granted, like, having not to pay bills while you're staying with your parents. Like, that is just great, you know. Like, if you're watching this and you're staying with your parents and you don't pay rent, maybe help them out a little bit. If not, please invest your money. Like, seriously, invest your money, save your money, or just like really take care of your money, because like once you don't have that, like it's really hard to come back from that. So my whole time I was working, I was like, okay, like I need to save money, I need to do this, I need to do that. And yeah, I did that. Hold on, I saved money. I helped my mom a little bit when we had to get like our liquor license. And if anybody of you have ever had to get a liquor license, that is an expensive thing to do. Like, it's super expensive. And my mom was like, hey, like, can you help me out? And I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, what, like 19 probably? No, I was 18, because this was before we moved out. I was 18, and I was like, yeah, like I'll help you out. So I did. I helped her get the license. I went into the savings I had, and then it was kind of like an investment, because a few years later, she kind of doubled. No, not doubled. Let me see. Well, she just added like a little bit of interest to the money I had let her borrowed, and she gave me my money back, and she gave me a little bit of the interest that I have given her as an investment again. And then I put the money aside too. Then at 19, I was like, you know what, like I need to get out of my house. Like, I don't know if anybody of you knows this, or probably this was just in my head. You have to have some rental history in order to get a house. Or yeah, well, in my situation you did, because I did not have a social security, so I had to go through different loans to get my house. So we did that. I was like, you know, like I'm moving out. I was 19, and we moved out of the house, and we were renting, we were living our life. It was horrible, because you know, I couldn't save as much money as I was saving when I was staying with my mom, because I had car payment. Well, no, I didn't have a car payment at that time, but I did have to pay water bills. I had to pay freaking AT&T. I forgot what that was for. What does AT&T do again? Oh, Wi-Fi. I had to pay for Wi-Fi. I had to pay for a whole bunch of shit that you don't want to pay for if you want to save money. But we had to pay it, right? Because what? We wanted to be out living free. So we did. We were paying rent and all that crap. We paid a whole year of rent, and we were like, oh my gosh, like, you know how much money we're spending in rent? Like, this is horrible. So then this was like, okay, like let's just get a 1-bedroom apartment, which was a big mistake, because it was more money. You know, like nowadays you cannot get an apartment for $600. You cannot get an apartment for $300. Like, now you have to get an apartment for $1,000. And yeah, it was horrible, but we did it anyways, because guess what, we wanted to be out of our parents' house. So if you don't want to be spending money, paying rent, paying lights, paying all that crap, stay at your daddy's house and your mama's house, just like I wish I would have done. But fast forward 2 years later, we were like, hey, let's move back into my mom's house for like a little bit, and hey, we might get an apartment. But I was like, no, fuck that. Like, I don't want to live in apartments anymore. We're getting a house. So yeah, we moved into my mom's house for like 2-3 months. I was looking into like getting loans, and it was so stressful, you guys. And that's what kind of inspired me to become a realtor, because I was like, you know, like nobody ever talks to you about how stressful it is to get a house. It's super stressful. It's a lot of work, but it is so worth it, you guys. Like, I'm not even lying to you. Nowadays, rent is so expensive that you don't even realize how much you're putting into just paying another person for a property that's never gonna be yours. And if you ever sit down and do the math, you're like, this is freaking ridiculous. And it is ridiculous. Like, I personally, I hated it. You know, I hated the thought of like me giving people $30,000 a year for something that's never gonna be mine. So, you know, I was like, screw that. Like, I don't care if we're gonna pay this much of mortgage. Like, that's where we would have been paying for a 2-bedroom apartment nowadays. Like, what we're paying for mortgage is what, like it's a lot. It is a lot, but one day in the long run, this house will be ours, and it's just, we're not gonna be like, okay, like now we gotta find another apartment, and the rent is going up more, like, you know. And it's a crazy world that we live in, and I don't see why the rents are so expensive and we're not making as much money as rents are. So I was like, let's just get our house, you know, get this over with. And so I went ahead and I was like, hey mom, like we're getting a house, and we, thank God, we were in the situation where I had been saving money, and I had been thinking about that since I was like 16, and I wanted this. And thank God he allowed us to like make that move, and I bought my house at 22, so 3 years before I had set my goal to it. I know I did not buy it cash. I wish I would have bought it cash. I wish it would have been my dream beach house too, but no. Maybe one day we'll have a beach house. Maybe one day I'll be able to just, hey, here, give me that house, and I'm gonna pay cash. But right now we just gotta stick to mortgage and this 3-bedroom house that I am so grateful for, because I could not even imagine paying rent for a 3-bedroom apartment. Like, it's just horrible. So take this from me, from this video, if you're watching this, invest your money, save your money, spend your money wisely. Spend your money on something that in the long run you're gonna be like, I'm glad I spent my money on this, and not what the hell was I thinking when I spent my money on this, you know. Also, spend your money on something you love. I love realting. I'm not realting. I love investing. I love properties. I love all this businesswoman mentality. I'm like, okay, like now I have one house, in like 10 years I want to have another one. In 5 years I want to have a building. Like, you know, you just gotta invest in what you love. If you love motorcycles, invest in motorcycles. If you love cars, invest in cars. Like, you just gotta find what you love. And I think that's where a lot of people misuse their money too, because if you love clothes, you can't invest in clothes that much. Like, what, you're gonna buy a shirt? Oh no, I mean, not a shirt. You're gonna go buy maybe what, Gucci shoes that might run out of style in 3 months. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love brands. I love Celine. I love anything. I love Coco Chanel. I love all that. But, you know, I'm not gonna go splurge on a $4,000 bag, and when I could be making that extra payment on my house and pay it off in 10 years, and then in 10 years I can be like, okay, you know, like now I can afford Coco Chanel bag, I can afford a trip to Miami, and I can afford this, and not be like, okay, like I went and spent the $4,000 on a Coco Chanel bag, and then I don't have my money for my mortgage. Like, it's horrible. But yeah, definitely open your business if you have that what is that passion of having your own business. Open it, like invest into it, save your money, go back to your parents' house. Like, if you're just out renting because you want to be out renting and free, and your parents like would love to have you back, go back to your parents' house. Like, that is the most amazing thing you can. I remember, like, I used to be like, oh my gosh, like, did my parents get home safe? Like, I would call them like every night, like, hey, did y'all make it safe home? I would be so worried, and then I would be like, I wish I still lived with them, because I wouldn't have to be like going to sleep with that worried of if they made it home safe. But then again, I've always been super close to my family, and that's kind of what Dezmenn's problem was at the beginning of our relationship. He was like, why are you so like still attached to your family? Like, you know, like, we are married, we're living together. And I was like, you know, like, I think at the end of the day, we all have our perspectives on family, and to me, like, my family is super close, and I did not want to miss a moment with them, and I wanted him to be part of it. And he eventually grew into that, and now he sees how important my family is. But yeah, just invest your money in good things and something that's gonna grow you within years. So a lot of things I still want to do before I'm 30. I still want to open my own business. I want to have like my own business, not the business that me and my mom run, and not the business that my brother and my mom run. No, like I want my own business where I invest my time and my money into. So that's where I need to work on next. Also, what is it I want to touch bases on? Yeah, so that's how that's how I got my house at 22. I kind of had a mentality of what I wanted to invest my money on, and it was a house. And there's a lot of like things like, okay, when Dezmenn and I had gotten married, people were like, why did y'all get married so young? Like, you're 19, he's 21. I was like, well, first of all, I think we had been dating for 2 years. And at this point, I was like, you know, this is the guy I want to be with the rest of my life. We're gonna move out together, and it was very important for my family, for us to be married before moving in together. And I mean, that's just how traditional they are. So, you hear my girl in the background. So anyways, I hope we don't get copyrighted because she sings beautiful. So yeah, so back to that. We got married. I was 19, he was 21, I think. And everybody was like, "Wait, what? Were y'all really ready?" We're like, I think so. You know, like you never know when you're ready to get married. A lot of people go through divorce. A lot of people stick together. You just never know. People meet people like today, and then they get married in 1 month and last a lifetime. People have been dating for 5 years, get married, divorce in 2 months. Like, it's never a right time to get married. It's never a right time to get pregnant. It's just your timing is not other people's timing. You know, I feel like we did the right thing. We did have a lot of problems at the beginning of our marriage. It wasn't even at the beginning of our relationship, because I feel like just 2 years after you're with someone, that's when you start finding out like, okay, like, you know, we're probably growing at a different pace, but he makes me happy. You know, he truly made me happy. I truly knew I wanted to be with him, and I truly in my heart knew I wanted to marry him, and I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. So it was a lot of doubt, like, to me, because like I said before, I was working so much. I was working literally I would wake up, go to work, come back home like 2 in the morning. And to him, he was like, you need to stop that. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, like, give me some time. Like, we have goals, we set, you know, like, we need to like focus on that instead of eventually it'll get better. So it was kind of hard on that situation, but other than that, he makes me laugh, he makes me happy. He is such a great father to Daniela. And that's another thing, like, when I met him, it was one situation that we went through, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is the guy who I want to have my babies with, you know? Hold on, I'm gonna go get my eyelashes. I'm back. So anyways, I was like, you know, this is the guy I want to have my babies with. He is caring. I knew he was caring the day I met him. he's gonna be such a great father, and I just like my feminism, and I'm very feminine. I think ladies, like I'm the kind of girl that's like, you don't need a man to be happy. Always find your happiness before before you set your happiness to someone else, or you pin your happiness to someone else. Like, you have to make sure you are happy within you before you rely on someone else to make you happy. And I pretty sure I'm pretty happy by myself, you know, like I just know. So yeah, on that note, I was like, this is the guy I want to have my babies with. And I was young, and it was probably just tugging at my mind, but I probably would have been pregnant with his babies like a long time ago if he would have wanted to, but yeah, he didn't want to. So we got married, and a lot of people were against it, and that was fine. ¿Su qué hago? ¿Su cama? Oh, está en su cuarto, pero no está conectada.
¿Pero qué?
No está conectada. Si quiere, acuéstala ahí nada más. Yo aquí la cuido ahorita. Yeah, so a lot of people were against that, and I was like, you know. Mande.
¿No tiene una almohadita o nada?
No, ahí acuéstala nada más. It's just your timing, and when you feel like you're ready to commit to that marriage and to that one person forever, because marriage is a very serious thing. Like, a lot of people take it as a joke. A lot of people go in it not thinking that it's not gonna last forever, but it is something that you sign up for, to be with that person for the rest of your life. It's something you go under God to do. So really think about, if you see yourself with this person for the next 100 years, if God allows you to be here for this 100 years, always ask yourself, like, is this a person that I want to be with for 100 years? Is this a person that I want to raise my children? Is this a person who I know is gonna respect me forever? Is this a person who I know that's gonna love me forever? And also, like, if you do get married first and then have your kid, it's hard. Even if you don't get married first and have a kid, it's super hard. To me, I remember, like, I feel like, oh my God, like, you know, is he gonna love me? But I knew sex wasn't a factor in a relationship to why we were together. Like, don't get me wrong, have sex, guys. Sex is definitely what will keep your relationship alive, happy, and going. But for us, it wasn't like, I don't know how to say this, but like, we don't rely on sex to be happy. Well, we do rely on sex. Oh, I don't know how to say it. Well, anyways, I knew that, like, if we had to go 5 weeks without having sex, he was gonna be fine. He was gonna support, he was still gonna love me, and I feel confident with that. And it's just that's how you should feel, you know. Is he gonna respect me? Is he gonna be happy with me? And I feel like I did struggle with that a little bit after I had the baby. I was like very insecure, and I was like, oh my God, like, what if he cheats on me? Like, but it was, you have to be open about these things too. Like, you can't just go on and on doubt with that. And a lot of guys are not very, like, emotional, where they're like, no baby, like, you are the one, you are perfect, you are sweet, you are kind, you are not, let's be real, this is not a fucking love story. I mean, a freaking novel or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, guys are super, like, bitter. Well, at least the men in my life are super bitter, and like, they don't show that kind of affection, so I kind of had to ask for it. Kind of had to be like, hey, like, are you still gonna love me even though I'm gonna be like, my body's gonna go through a big change, you know, like I'm gonna pop a whole baby out, a whole ass big ass motherfucking head out of my vagina. Are you still gonna want me? Are you still gonna be freaking happy with me? You know? If you're not, then there's 3 million billion other women out there for you. Just let me know now if you're not gonna be happy. I don't want to be out here looking stupid. But yeah, it's definitely challenging having a baby and not feeling yourself, you know. And I think I just messed this part out. I always struggle putting this damn eyelashes on. I don't even know why I chose to do this in camera to myself, but here we are looking dumb. I should probably try this one more time. Ugh. Keep this in mind, you guys. I have not gotten ready to go anywhere in like 2 months. Like literally, I have not. I had to go buy a new foundation the other day, and I was like, oh, what a great time to come buy foundation during quarantine. Like, I usually would get matched, so I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this color matches me, but I can even see the last time I actually did get a drugstore mascara, it was way darker than me, and it was supposed to be color match, but I just thought I was darker than I am, and I look like a Oompa Loompa. So I don't know how this is working out for me. I can't even see because I'm a little blind. So that's, I think we touched like 3 subjects in this video. It's pretty long, I'm sure. And that's why I always said this, I'm like, I don't want to do sit down videos where I have to talk because I don't shut my motherfucking mouth. Like, oh, okay, hold on, I don't need to curse in this. Okay, so I told him, I said, I don't need to do sit down videos where I get to talk to the camera by myself because, you know, I don't shut up already when I talk to people. So you can only imagine if I just can like come in here and talk my life away. Girl, I'm leaving for this. Or boys, whoever's watching this. So that's what it is. We're here trying to put the eyelashes on, act like I still have my life together when it comes down to makeup, which I don't. Oh yeah, he's always like, can you do like a video like showing your makeup and like showing people how to do their makeup? I'm like, I don't even know how to do my own damn makeup, so why would I want to show people how to do their makeup when I don't even know how to do my own makeup? So he's gonna be really happy when I tell him like, hey honey, you know what, welcome home, I recorded a video. And not only did I record a video, but I did my makeup and I brushed my hair. I have not brushed my hair since Daniela was 4 months old, possibly. I have not brushed my hair. Today, since I had my hair in a bun, I was like, I probably didn't need to brush my hair for this video because I was not about to get in the shower and wash my hair. That's something I was not about to do. So that's that. Yeah, I think this is a lot of things that there's a lot of things that I really would love to talk to you guys about, but this is probably already gonna be a long enough video, and y'all probably gonna be like, you know what, like we need to exit out this video because this girl talks way too much. But yeah, I love to talk. I do love to talk. I feel kind of weird just sitting here talking to you guys, and I'm sure my grandma and my mom are in there like, what is she doing? Why is she even doing her makeup when she is not even going to the store? So I went in there and I was like, I had like my foundation on and everything. It was one of these 5 breaks I took to go check what was going on over there, and I went in there and my grandma was like, where are you going? Are you going now? I was like, Grandma, I'm gonna get ready so I can come watch this movie with y'all. Like, I'm not about to get ready and go to I wish I could go to Target ready, but no, can't even go to Target because I gotta wear gloves and I gotta wear a face mask. I have no idea, it's been so hard for me. Oh yeah, by the way, if you can see, we got a bed frame and we got decorations, and thank you quarantine, because you're allowing me to like not be like, oh my god, I'm home and I'm so tired and I'm just mentally drained and I want to take a nap, and I'm like, I want to clean everything in this house, I'm gonna decorate, I'm even redoing my like a freaking, I think we had talked about this in one of our videos, or one of our previous videos. I wanted to redo our whole landscape, so we're doing that. We are finally getting cactuses in our house. We usually have tulips and they bloom so beautifully during spring, but when it's not spring they just die and they look so dry and ugly, and I'm like, you know what, I think it's time for us to get like all year round little plants put in our house, because I get so depressed when our house looks ugly, and it's just not good for me to be thinking about why our house looks ugly, instead of like I have a whole human to worry about and two little dogs and a husband, and I'm worried about freaking landscaping. Like, I'm just like, you know what, I need to like probably focus on the right things, but then my mind, like, the little brain cell I have wants to focus on that thing outside, and I'm just like, I'm done with my life, I'm done with this. I don't want to be a homeowner anymore, and it is stressful to be a homeowner, by the way. It's very stressful. You have to worry about a lot of things, so, but it's the best investment you could ever in your life make. So invest that money, girl, invest that money, invest it. And girl, guy, whoever's watching this, I'm sure a guy would not want to sit down and like let me do my makeup and talk about all this stupid stuff, but yeah, just do that, be happy with what you're doing, and I hope this quarantine goes by really quick for you guys, and I hope it's over soon. And let me do this eyelashes off of camera and I'll be right back.